Number one, and this is in no particular order, but I just work better when I establish an itemized list. Uh, Number one, and probably the main thing, the one thing that I must fix is my fitness. And not so much my ability to lift weights up and down, but the way I look. The way I look. Now, I can hear your thoughts. I'm like, bruh, what are those guns attached to your elbows, bruh? Like, aren't you different already? And of course, your boy got muscle. Your boy is strong, but I don't look like I work out in most cases. Like most people just look at my frame. My frame is large. I have a large frame. Some people erroneously call it big boned. I don't know where that term came from in the black community, where we call people big. Like, are your bones bigger than the average person's bones? Why do you have bigger bones than the average? I'm like, it's not true. It's not true to think that your bones are bigger, and that's why you're heavier or overweight or what have you. But I do have a large frame. I'm 6'2", currently sitting around 250 pounds. So I'm the size of a well endowed linebacker. And I don't play football. Like, no, call my fouls. Call my fouls now. So yeah, my goal is to be fit in every sense of the word. To be fit. To be fit. A little timeline as to how I got to my current position of 250 pounds, being overweight. And again, it doesn't really matter whether or not you look good, because I get compliments of like, oh no, you look good for your size. Like, I didn't even know you're overweight. I wear 6'2", 250 pretty well, pretty well. I'm extra large in my shirts. My jeans are like 34, 34. But in most cases, like, most people don't look at me and just immediately think, right, you look overweight. Most people just think, oh, I'm muscular. And there's some truth to that. But the ultimate test, at least for me, is, all right, if I'm fit, run that way and just keep going. Run that way. When it comes to climbing stairs, do it. Fitness is more than just your ability to lift something up and down or your ability to look good in clothes. Often, when you think about running, it's what you do before you die. How long can you run before somebody catches you? And again, not everything's life and death. We live in a civilized, more or less a civilized society. So we don't get tested often in regards to a lion's chasing you. How long do you go before you fall out? But again, I'm self-regulated. And so I can't just apply my, like, I'm going to go into society and they say, oh no, body positivity, don't change, you're perfect. I'm like, no, no, I'm self-regulated. I have my own goals that I establish relative to the environment I'm in, but also relative to my own goals, my own standards that I have for myself. And I have failed to meet them. In the Air Force and the environments that I was previously in, I failed to meet those requirements. And so I don't blame the Air Force for like me gaining weight, or being in Alaska for me gaining weight. I blame my eating habits, my choices of what I chose to put in my mouth and digest. If you eat Twinkies and Doritos and chips and dip and burgers and enchiladas, and of course there's going to be some residual. You're not burning all that off, especially in Alaska. I'm not going nowhere. I didn't do any cardio. So a lot of my decisions as it relates to emotional eating, of course, it does not work. It you can't outwork. You can't work out, you know, and then expect to get the results of someone who eats healthy and works out. Also, when it as relates to cardio and just the function of your heart, and your lungs, a lot of those things I just kind of, I lift weights. That's good enough. It's not. It's not. So my goal is to be fit. My goal is to be fit. My goal is to look fit. It's also why I don't often talk about fitness on the channel as far as PT tests or just overall, lifestyle fitness, because I don't look the part. I don't want to be a hypocrite. I hate the feeling of being a hypocrite, of talking about something and not being it, or not even living the principles that I'm talking about. So before I can teach fitness, before I can talk about fitness, because I have a ton of knowledge on the subject, a ton of head knowledge. I'm not worried about the certification part, because the knowledge comes easy. I retain the information very easily. But when it comes to consider the source, do you want a fat gym teacher? Why are all these football coaches all overweight? The excuse, I was a lineman, it only lasts for so long. You're not a lineman now. Why do you still look like a lineman? So that's probably the number one thing on my plate right now is my eating, like buying groceries, not eating out, no DoorDash, no Uber Eats, no Postmates. Go to the grocery store and buy the foods that you want to eat. If you know you're gonna want junk food at some point, buy junk food that you know you want to eat and put in the house. But you're not gonna be eating junk food. You're not gonna be ordering just McDonald's every time. Like usually when I go to McDonald's, it's about $20 every time because I don't play games. When I pull up into the drive-through, bruh, if I go to Taco Bell, bruh, let me get 5 soft tacos, bruh. Let me get 2 steak quesadillas. Let me get like 3 of them things of them cinnamon twists, bruh. Give me a large Sprite, no ice. I don't want to see no ice in there, bruh. Fill it up. Hurry up with it though. I'm not pulling around. Bring me the food, bruh. Your boy spends about $20 every time he orders food, and that's if I'm doing the drive-through itself. If I order DoorDash, we're looking at $30 to $50 every time I order DoorDash. And there's been times I've ordered DoorDash twice in one day, 3 times in one day. This shit adds up quickly.